there, Mouseketeers. Welcome to the Disneyland Beat, where our toes tap to a Disneyland drum.
And we always whistle while we work.
With the pandemic, Disney parks have made some pretty drastic, though necessary, changes to park operations.
And we will be as thrilled as everybody when we can put this behind us and have the parks return to normal.
There are a few changes we would like to see stick around, maybe permanently.
And we hope you stick around too.
As the Disney World resorts in Florida have opened, they have made a lot of changes to park operations.
And they are totally necessary, and we fully support them. But we really can't wait until most of them can go away.
However, there are a few aspects to the changes that we think are pretty cool.
Changes that make the park operate a bit more like it used to in the past, and a bit more like Disneyland, our home park, still does.
Which is still closed, by the way, and they have not signaled when they might open yet.
And we're looking at things that might still work once the crowds return.
And that make for a better park experience. One of the things we have liked about the Disney World opening has been the highly visible character placement throughout the park.
Don't get us wrong, we want to be able to high-five and hug our favorite characters.
But often, characters, particularly at Walt Disney World, are visually blocked behind really long lines.
Or tucked away in carefully controlled private meet and greet areas.
But at Disney parks that have reopened, we've seen much more visually accessible characters for everybody.
Joy or Winnie the Pooh playing on grassy meadows, interacting with guests over a fence.
And more traditional individual meet and greets are still happening, even if they are socially distanced.
Almost every character interaction that we have seen has been really magical.
And as Disneylanders know, it's great fun to see the characters interacting with each other while wandering around the park.
We do have mixed feelings about the current character cavalcades. While they're sweet, they seem a bit like a parade without a crowd.
But at the same time, we love how easy it is for everybody to see the characters out and about in the parks.
We are also fans of the no-touch security systems that are being put in place.
Particularly the technology being used at Animal Kingdom, where everything is done via scanning and there are almost no bag searches.
If the airports can do it, so can Disney.
And we did a whole video on this technology if you want to check it out.
But basically, anything that takes us toward freely moving entrances while still maintaining safety, we're all for it.
So fast, no-touch security? Let's keep that, please.
Another thing that the lower capacity crowds have brought about is much less of a need to get up super early.
No more crazy pre-dawn wake-up calls.
It's the advice that any of us experienced Disney park goers give out freely.
Get there early.
It's still solid advice, but at the moment, with the lower capacity, the crowd levels are remaining more consistent throughout the day, so there's not the typical huge advantage to getting a pre-dawn wake-up call to be the first at the front gate.
And they're not opening the park super early like they usually do at the moment, and they're closing them early as well.
Which hopefully encourages your group to get a good night's sleep, and that helps you stay healthy.
Without magic mornings or extra early hour events happening, mornings at the park appear to be far less rushed.
Now, we're not expecting this one to stay once the safety policies loosen.
But it would be cool. At Walt Disney World, it can take quite a bit of time to get to the front gate from your hotel.
And as there is little competition for Rise of the Resistance virtual queue spots, for now, why not sleep in a bit?
You don't have to plan everything months and months in advance.
On the other hand, if you wanted to, you can, so it goes both ways. We like planning, but one thing in particular we don't want to have to worry about until we are on the way to the park.
One of the biggest changes we're happy to see at Walt Disney World is the disuse of the Fastpass Plus system.
Disneylanders who have not been to the Orlando resorts may not know, but at Walt Disney World, you're encouraged to make Fastpass Plus reservations months before you even get to the park.
And Walt Disney Worlders might not realize that at Disneyland you cannot make a Fastpass reservation until you have physically scanned into the park, which we happen to really like.
But Fastpasses are out altogether for now.
There is a virtual queue system for Rise of the Resistance, but it's different. You can join the 10 a.m., 1 p.m., or 4 p.m. virtual queue.
But other than that, it's old school, standby for everybody, which with the small crowds, it's working out really well. We just read a report of some people who did both rides in Pandora in a half an hour. How about that?
Wait times have been reasonable and lines keep moving. Everybody is in the same boat.
And that leads to our final point.
It's somewhat easier to slow down and enjoy the details.
Although we both grew up being able to drive to Walt Disney World, now that we live on the West Coast, visiting is a pretty big trip to put together.
And there's so many parks and so much to do on those trips.
And when we were in the parks with just maybe a day to each park, we have a serious itinerary to accomplish. And it's difficult to kind of stop and check out the details and really follow the magic.
Which are practically our two favorite things about our beloved Disneyland.
Fastpasses are a good way to get on a lot of rides, and we definitely use them. But if you think about it, they don't exactly encourage wandering.
Often, we find ourselves bouncing around the parks frenetically making all of our reservations on time.
And Fastpasses can free up time to do other stuff, and there is magic in getting a whole lot of attractions and shows packed into one day. But there's just as much magic, if not more, to be found by slowing down and appreciating the little things about the Disney parks.
And it's really cool to just progress through the park with a more geographical through line, taking your day a land at a time or whatever's in front of you, you get to explore.
We guarantee you will notice things that you have never noticed before and probably appreciate the park more for it.
The parks are designed in layers of detail, and there's always something new to see.
Well, that's it for today, Mouseketeers.
Thanks for joining us.
We hope everybody is finding some Disneyland magic at home.
Please like and subscribe. We have lots more content on the way.
Take care of each other.
Be kind.
See you real soon, Mouseketeers.
See you real soon.